Hi, everyone. It's Katie here, and I have the one and the only Meg Hepner. Meg, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I honestly always love chatting with you. So anytime we're together, I'm good. It's a good day.
Me too. I know I've been looking forward to this all day. And just for everyone watching, we're going live in my Facebook group, and I'll share this on YouTube and some other places too. Meg and I have done, I think, 4 podcast episodes together. So we genuinely love talking to each other, and we've proven it. So we'll have, you can search all those podcasts. We'll make all of those available throughout the week. But I want to come in here and ask Meg a few questions, so you can all get to know her because she's so awesome. I want to share all of her work with you. So Meg, just tell us what you do in the world, what you do and how you do it.
Yeah, you know what? For me personally, female empowerment right now is the most important thing. And so that is what I've dedicated my life to, really creating environments where women can go, how do I become empowered? How do I become comfortable with myself so that I can actually go out and do the things that I want to do in the world? Because the world needs us so desperately. I think we're done with all that, toxic kind of masculinity, that patriarchy. We're finished. And I think a good dose of feminine empowerment is what's needed. And so that is what I get to do. It's what I get to spend my life doing. And I love it.
Oh my goodness. So let's see, you're located in British Columbia, and that's in Canada for anyone who doesn't know. But I think you work with women globally, correct?
Yeah, I do. I am in Vancouver, best place in the world. If you haven't been, you should totally come visit. But I do. I work with women because, a lot of us have, if you're anything like me anyway, grown up in an environment where we were just taught to dim ourselves down, right? Like, the
Yeah.
sister wound, the mother wound, it all kind of coalesces into this idea of just going, I'm not sure of myself, so I'm not going to go out there and try stuff. I'm not going to go out there and do stuff. I'm just going to keep myself small. And the truth of the matter is, so many qualities that women have, so many qualities of the feminine are so massively important, and they're missing in this world. And I think when we look at the world, we see that. We see that energy is missing, and we see the consequences of that. And a lot of us are looking right now going, what the heck do I do? The world is a mess. What can I do? And really knowing your own value, your own worth, and your own gifts, and then moving forward in the world and using them is what you can do to make the world a better place. And I think that's especially important for women, like I said.
That is amazing. Yes, 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 yes. I agree. And I love what you said, that the time for patriarchy is over, but a lot of people don't know it's over.
Mm.
And so I see the light, what you're doing is like shining light on, we don't have to actually live like this anymore.
Yeah, well, we're told stories about how the world works. And because we're told them when we're so young, we simply believe them.
Yeah.
And it is time to pull some of those stories apart. And I think that idea of hierarchy in the genders and hierarchy in what we value in the world as far as what masculinity brings and what femininity brings, I think a lot of those stories need to be pulled apart and really just re-looked at. I'm a big fan of the masculine. I always tell people, please realize this is not like a man bashing thing. I have a husband, I have 2 sons, even my dog is a boy. Like, it's all good.
You're surrounded, yes.
I'm surrounded. But at the same time, we've been told this story as women that whatever the masculine wants or desires or needs is for some reason more important than what we need. And so we either bow to the masculine, which is really kind of uncomfortable and detrimental to us, or we morph into whatever we believe the masculine needs us to be, which again, in either scenarios, we're not living in our authenticity. And the world needs our authenticity. The world needs that feminine energy to come in and go, hey, some of these ways that we've been living, this kind of dominate and control, this, bottom line, like, don't even get me started on the internalized capitalism that we have. The bottom line is the most important thing. All of those things need to be broken down and re-looked at, and then the values that the feminine brings actually be brought into it. And that's what an empowered feminine woman can do. Like, when you go, I feel good about the way that I walk in the world. I feel good about my talents, my values, the energy that I use to just be. I can then use those gifts if I feel good. But you need that belief in yourself. You need that belief in your own identity. You need that belief in the sisterhood, that what we have is valuable.
I love it. Well, I know some of your spiritual story, and we talk about that in the podcast as well. But tell us a little bit about how the work you do is spiritual, how you incorporate spirituality into women's empowerment.
Yeah, sure. I grew up in a conservative Mennonite household, so my work is very personal to me because I grew up, church was men on one side, women on the other, no organ, dressed in very just modest, even colors weren't really applauded. It was more just muted tones. So we grew up in this environment where God was very fearful, and we needed to really walk through life very humbly, very conservative, just very, I don't want to
Meekly,
use, yes. And I was going to say, I don't want to say like
meekness.
downtrodden, but meekness is a much
Yeah.
better word for it. And so I did what most people do. I swung from that all the way to the prosperity gospel, where it was like, hallelujah, Jesus wants you to be, rich, wealthy, and beautiful, and all that kind of stuff. And then finally sort of settled into the middle of going like, the kingdom of heaven is inside me. And that's why it's so important to go inward and go, what is inside of me, and what is the beauty within me that I can offer the world, and that everything I do has a deeper value and meaning. And I think for me, that is the spiritual side of life. It's, we think maybe we're going to work, or we're making a meal, or we're chatting with friends, and none of it actually has any deeper meaning. But when you sit down and go, let's pull the curtain aside and let's look at what's happening behind that curtain. Let's look at the values and the lifestyle and the love that you're bringing into the world. Like, that's it. That's what you're doing. And you think you're just doing a simple thing like smiling at a cashier. But it's important to, like I said, take that away, that veil away, or strip that back and go, wait, I'm investing in someone's life. And all of a sudden you see the spiritual everywhere. But we need it pointed out to us because we're so into the material world. We really need it pointed out to us. And so a lot of my work is walking with women and pointing out, do you see the deeper work that you're doing while you're just going about your everyday life?
Yeah. And so the spiritual really can be found everywhere.
Everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
In
in
the
everything
words,
we do.
in the words of Rob Bell, right? Everything is spiritual.
So a man, just proof that we're not male bashing here. There's value everywhere here. So
I love it. But like, even that's a story that needs to be pulled apart. This idea of, if I'm into the feminine, then I must be hating the masculine. That's a huge misconception out there. The minute someone goes female empowerment, what does that mean? Oh, it means you hate men. It's like, no, it just means that I know that feminine energy has been put on the back burner, and it's time to bring it up as an equal,
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, totally. Well, so I know that you run women's empowerment groups. Maybe you can just tell us a little bit about that, and like what does empowered women looks like when they're working with you.
Yeah, this is my favorite thing about what I do is I host sacred circles for women to come together. And I actually do that instead of workshops so that I can bring the spiritual in. Because in a workshop setting, often we're all like, we got that workshop face on and we're taking notes and we're all very cerebral. But when we sit in circle together and we create a sisterhood where we can take off the mask that we wear every day and just actually be vulnerable together, be exposed together, and be seen together, there's just a lot of healing that happens in that type of environment, a lot of healing and a lot of empowerment. And what I find is women who've sat in circle then go out and go, wait, what I experienced in circle is lasting. It stays with me. I've had so many women say to me, I went to work the next day and I came up against something that would have sat me back. And I went, no, remember circle. Like remember what I learned. Remember that feeling in circle of going, I have value, and I pushed through. And like that to me is the beauty of it, because we can cognitively know a bunch of stuff. But when you've actually gathered with women and embodied the experience, the next time you go, wait, I know what that feels like in my body, so I can go and I can do it. So what I always love to say is that an empowered spiritual woman, it's not that she doesn't feel the fear. It's just that she doesn't believe the fear. And so she can break through. and do whatever is on the other side of that.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Well, speaking of breaking through those limits, I know you have a free gift for members of the community. So y'all, you're kind of getting it here first. I'm really, really excited about it. And it's about breaking through limits. So maybe tell everyone a little bit about this gift. And the link is in the description for everyone.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite things to do in work, actually, is to take someone's story and pull it apart, because we believe our stories are true. Here's the thing, the facts of our story may be true, but the story does not necessarily need to be true, because we add all kinds of stuff around our story.
We interpret as we go. Yeah.
We do. And for some reason, we are sort of just, our evolution has caused us to kind of build these stories that will often disempower us, just to keep us safe, to keep us in the tribe, right? We build these little stories that keep us, I guess safe is really just the best way of saying it. And so what we can do is we can actually pull those stories apart. We can actually look at them and gauge them against some pretty neat gauges to go, is this a good story? And then we can rewrite them. And we can actually build a story that we can go, you know what, this is what I'm claiming, and this is where it's going to take me. Because our stories tell us three important things. Our stories tell us our identity, our stories give us a set of problems to deal with, and our stories give us a trajectory. So building a story that's right for you is extremely important. I don't think that should be left to chance. So the workbook takes you through all of that. Yeah, the workbook takes you through all of that, and hopefully will be just really beneficial for whoever's doing it.
Awesome. So, so y'all, the link is available for you. It's in the description, and this is just a free gift that Meg in her generosity is offering to the group. So we hope that everyone will download that and let us know what you think. We had some great comments coming in. People just really liking your message that you're offering, Meg, and some people that couldn't stay through the whole thing, they're going to come back and watch later. So that's awesome. That's awesome, everyone. So I think we're about kind of wrapping it up. Any final departing words as we're signing off?
Oh, no, just thankful for the group that you've created here, a group that can explore and just have that safe place. That's so, so valuable. And so super grateful just to be able to come here, and that just to know there's groups like this in the world is a really beautiful thing.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, y'all, we're going to sign off, and we'll talk to everyone soon.
Bye.